Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's demo I'm going to be doing a slight variation to last week's technique, which was partial knitting, but this time round we are going to be doing some fashioning work as opposed to cables. Now there's so much you can do with the technique to create a circle, and I've had some of you ask me what you can actually create with this circular pattern. Now this can be turned into ruffles. I have linked a video below, and you can also use this as a yoke of a jumper, so sort of like just below the neckline. Now you can also do fair isles on these. You can do tuck, you can do eyelets, you can do ladders, you can do whatever you want to do within the circular knit. Okay, so just experiment, but this is just another variation to not the cables, but the technique that you can do within partial knitting. Now again, you can take this further by using a 4-prong, 5-prong, 6-prong, like a slightly larger prong tool, as opposed to using 3, which is what I've used. It will give you a completely different outcome. It will give you a different fashioning line because you'll be moving more stitches along. So again, I've linked those below, the tools, so have a look and see what works really well for you. Right, so we're going to be sticking with just the one yarn for the demo, but again, you can stripe and you can use other colors if you wish. So we will be starting off by casting on 15 needles, that's 1/5, and knitting a few rows in the mercerized cotton yarn. Now you can use whatever yarn you want for this swatch. It's just about the technique that I really want to show you. So tension I'm knitting on is tension 6 and it's 4 ply. Okay, now we are working with partial knitting again because it's a sort of a continuation of last week's demo, which is using partial knitting to create a circular shape and to do a technique within that shape. So last week we worked with cables. This week we are working with some transfer work, which is to create eyelets with a bit of fashioning happening. Okay, so we'll be using a 3-prong transfer tool, and I am using these hanging weights here, which are my favorite. Again, they're all linked below. Carriage on the right hand side, pushing the left 2 needles forward, okay, all the way. Now we are working with a 3-prong transfer tool. So the first thing I'm going to do is leave the last needle untouched and go over to the next 3, okay, and move these 3 stitches over to the right by 1. So you'll be left with 1 empty needle, which you need to make sure is in line with the working needles so it starts to knit. Okay, now leave the needle next to that empty needle untouched and go over to the 3 before that and move to the right again. Okay, so essentially we've got 3 needles, 1 empty, 3 needles and 1 empty. Make sure your cams are on hold position on your carriage. I'm using the silver reed, so I've got 2 cams, one on the left, one on the right, going from 2 to 1, and knit 2 rows, 1 and 2. Now push the next 2 needles forward on the left hand side onto hold, and repeat that transfer work on the same set of needles. Okay, remember, leave the last one untouched, transfer the 3 over to the right by 1, leave 1 untouched, transfer over to the right by 1, knit 2 rows and repeat. We're taking a quick break just to remind you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Show your support by following me on Instagram, tag me on all of your work, because I absolutely love to see your progress and how you get on with all of the demos. And if you just want to come say hello, drop me a message, because I absolutely love to hear from you guys. Right, let's get back to the demo. Next 2 needles forward. So in regards to the partial knitting, pushing the needles forward, we're working in sets of 6, okay? So we're pushing 2 every 2 rows, and then when you get to the set of 6, you do 2 plain rows. So again, repeat your transfer work, knit 2, and then repeat your transfer work again. And then because we've finished partial knitting on the 6 needles, I've done just 5, but it's okay. 6 needles, go back to normal knit position and knit 2. Okay, so you'll start to see this lovely movement of stitches happening, and when that creates that circle shape, it sort of goes along the circular part or the curve, and that's what creates a beautiful edge. Okay, just like with the cables we did last week, and now we're doing fashioning, you can actually change this to do a few more stitches than just the 3. Okay, so I've got a 6-prong transfer tool here. You can get different kinds, so I've again put the link below for this tool, and it will give you basically more stitches moving in that direction that you're transferring to. Okay, now from here on it's a simple repeat pattern. Okay, so you can back to hold position, left 2 needles forward, do your transfer work in always in the same area, so the same stitches that you move. Okay, otherwise this won't work. 1, 2, next 2 needles forward, do your transfer work again. Knit 1, knit 2, next 2 needles forward and transfer. Okay, knit 1, knit 2, back to normal knit position. Remember to move your weights up, and then 2. So I forgot to do a transfer there, but anyway, so this is your simple repeat pattern. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed that. If you've got any questions, let me know, and please remember to tag me on Instagram so I can share your work with the rest of the community. Right, happy knitting, bye.